Righty. Well, Petr France, we're obviously another big fight in the flyweight division coming up with Rogério Bontorin. Just first of all, what do you make of that matchup?
Yeah, he's a tough opponent. We've done our homework. He's legit on the ground. He's a pressure fighter. Loves to come forward. Typical Brazilian style. I fought a few Brazilians already, so I know he's going to be game and he's going to come try to take my head off. But we're going to be smart. Something I can take away from my last fight is just not get caught up in the heat of the moment and I guess pick them apart and then eventually the finish will come. So for this fight especially, I want to showcase holes that I've fixed from the last fight and just build off that. So yeah, we've done our homework and I'm looking forward to it. It's a great card to be a part of. So many great fights. Two teammates of mine on the same card, Carlos and Izzy. So doing what we do best, try to get this three-peat.
It's another big pay-per-view for you. You're kind of just making that a feature of your UFC appearances now. I guess just what do you think that says the UFC seeing you and the flyweight division at the moment?
Yeah, no, it's definitely all positives. Just signing another 4-fight deal with the UFC and obviously stocks go up, which is always good. But yeah, I think they're putting a lot of limelight on flyweights. I think there's 3 flyweight fights on this card. I think Joseph Benavidez' last fight and he's retiring, and then Tim Elliott's fighting as well. So these are great possible matchups for the future, and I want to make a statement and outshine these other flyweights. So it's good to see us get on these big pay-per-view cards, being 3 title fights on this one card. One of my old teammates from Tiger, Petr Yan's fighting Aljamain Sterling, and Amanda Nunes is fighting Megan Anderson, an Aussie fighter. So yeah, it's good to get big cards, but it just makes it so much harder to get these fight of the night bonuses. So I didn't think I'd do it on my last fight. It would have been great to get the win as well as the bonus, but this fight I can redeem myself.
Yeah, your last couple of fights have just been absolute battles. Even the last one against Royval, it didn't obviously go the distance, but man, what a war.
Yeah.
Speaking of wars, you're fighting against Brandon Moreno. He obviously just came very close to taking the title.
Yeah.
Does that fuel you anymore, seeing how close you took him?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, that just gives us reassurance that we're right there with the top guys in the division. And it was great. It was a great fight for the weight class, being in a main event. Everyone loving it and wanting to see the rematch. So I gave it to Moreno. I thought he did enough, but he'll get to do it again, I guess, into mid this year. But it's another fight. I want to get back, and eventually I want to fight the champ, Figueiredo, and just keep climbing the rankings. So first thing Eugene said to me after that flyweight title fight is like, this just goes to show you're right there. So let's just keep working at it. So signing another deal with the UFC and getting to wrong the rights from the last fight. I've been in camp since just before Christmas. The weight's coming off and we're getting sharper, and you can tell by every week, pretty much every day, you feel like something's progressing and your body's where it should be. So yeah, we're feeling good for this camp. The cardio is definitely where it should be, and now it's just fine-tuning little things, and obviously not getting injured, just tweaking all of the harder sessions and making them short and sharp, more to what we're going to be doing in the fight. So I'm looking forward to this and heading back over to Vegas. So last time I was there, I fought Moreno. So this time I want to redeem myself. I didn't get the win that time, but I'll get it this time.
Going to Vegas, is it just a lot, instead of going over Fight Island, is it just way more beneficial for Kiwi fighters, do you think?
Yeah, obviously there is a lot of risk there with COVID and stuff, but yeah. We're pretty good, and the UFC is amazing at the protocols they have in place to limit, catching it, and we're in our bubble. The fight team that goes over, we're drilled in just staying off each other and not putting anyone at risk, because if we catch it, our fights are off. So yeah, we'll be definitely putting our best foot forward and making sure that we don't put ourselves at risk. But it's a quick turnaround as well, so after our fights we've already booked in for quarantine for the Tuesday. So I'm only away for about 3 weeks, which is awesome, especially a baby due any day now. So yeah, I want to make sure that I'm not too far away, and what more of a motivation is there when you have to put food on the table and provide for your family. So that's definitely lit a fire underneath me, and definitely gives me more purpose. I've always been a motivated competitor, and didn't take me much to get into the gym, but now having a family, it definitely makes me think about the future and where I want to be, and what I want to be, and that's to be the world champion, and show my son that anything's possible.
So, just sort of watching Dan's fight of the weekend, obviously the whole team, you feel from tough watching, but I guess there's a show like as well, particularly for your division as well, with that top 10, there seems to be nothing in, like from the champ to top 10, there's like nothing in it. Just goes just re-emphasises the fine margin there is, and there's a level of the game. Is that sort of something you took from that?
Yeah, definitely. Dan's such a veteran of the sport. He's fought everyone, all the big names, and he went 5 rounds with Dustin Poirier, and Dustin knocks out Conor in 2 rounds. So it just goes to show anything can happen. A little relapse in, I guess, concentration, or just a little error that Dan made, but I think it was a spur of the moment thing, him taking off his gloves. I haven't spoken to him personally. I've just sent a message saying, we're all proud of you, and hope you're all good. But it's something I'm not at that stage of my career where I'm thinking about retiring, but it's something you just got to sit with and let time kind of do its course, and eventually, if you're still feeling the same in a few weeks, then that's kind of your decision. But usually these things will pass, and you'll get the bug. You'll catch the bug again, and you want to get back in there and avenge your loss. So I know Dan. He's his harshest critic, and he'll do what he's always done, and that's just come back to the gym and start working towards the next thing. So I think he's all good.
Just on Petr Yan, obviously, like you said earlier, you trained with him at Tiger.
Yep.
What do you remember of him? I spoke to George Hickman last week, and he basically said no one knew who this kid was when he came into the gym. He couldn't speak any English, but he could fight. Does that pretty much sum it up?
Yeah, like I remember him back in the day where all he knew was boxing. He would just come in and just regulate everyone. Anyone that would go hard, all the tourists, he would just put them on their butts and just be laughing about it. So he was one of my main sparring partners when I was living in Thailand for 4 years at Tiger Muay Thai, and everyone knew that this guy was going to be the king. Back then there was Petr Yan, there was Valentina Shevchenko, and Alex Volkanovski. All of these guys were in the room at the same time, and no one knew about them, but everyone knew there was something special about all 3 of them. And it's awesome to see Peter finally get the title. And every time he fights, I'm a fan of his work, because he just goes for it, and he's just so reckless, but you can see that this is what he loves to do. He loves to hurt people, and he thrives when it's in that intense moment. So yeah, it's good to see him. I've fought on a few cards with him now. I was there when he bet Uriah Faber, and it's awesome to get the bout now, and it's going to be a great matchup against Aljamain Sterling. He's a crafty jiu-jitsu guy who's going to try to take Peter to the ground, but Peter's got great wrestling. People don't realize he's got good boxing and great stand-up, but he wrestles just as much. He's so agile. He's like a little cat on the mat, so you just can't get him on his back. So yeah, it's going to be a great fight, and I can't wait to watch.
Sweet, cool, good.